All right, so earlier I was really intrigued of all the possibilities that Canelo Alvarez could have as his next opponent. I mean, you had Jamal Charlo, you had David Benavidez, Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev, shit, possibly even Demetrius Andrade, which he probably wasn't going to get the fight anyway. So I'm looking like, yo, those are all good matchups, all fights that I want to see. You know, Canelo's coming off of a great performance against Caleb Plant, where he became undisputed. And I'm like, okay, Canelo, like, you know, you're giving me the fights. You're giving me good fights, man. Then I got thrown a curveball. And initially I thought it was somebody trolling me. But news just broke that at the WBC convention that Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez have petitioned to face the WBC Cruiserweight Champion. I hope I pronounced this right. Ilunga Makuba, 28-2. Hey, look. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack from this because Canelo has a very rabid fan base. And they cry racism when anytime someone of a different culture criticizes Canelo anyway. But which is weird because they criticize other fighters, the other cultures, but they don't really consider it racism. They just consider it boxing. But I digress. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, and this is Canelo looking for a soft touch. Now, fans will be like, oh, what are you talking about? He's chasing history. He wants to go after the smoke. And he's going after a way bigger man. All right, so Makumba is what, 6 feet tall, has a 74-inch reach. Those are the same dimensions of a Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant actually smaller than a Colin Smith. Now, he is a naturally bigger man. Yeah, but he's going to be a naturally slower man. Right? And we know the only thing that gives Canelo Alvarez problems is speed. Gennady Golovkin gave him problems, but Gennady Golovkin has power and really, really good technique. This guy, he has power, but technique is ass. So, historically, speed has given Canelo the most problems, in my eyes. And this guy's really not an elite fighter. He's not. And this is a chance for Canelo to get a fifth division instead of facing an elite opponent. I'm not sure fans are aware of this. They spar bigger guys all the time, especially a guy like Canelo. Guys that really, really can thump. They face bigger guys in sparring because the guys their size can't take it, and they need to get the rounds. And they won't be able to perform at their best in the sparring if they gotta constantly worried about not turning it up on sparring partners. So that's why guys like Eddie Reynoso, they'll bring in heavyweights, cruiserweights to give Canelo rounds. Now, Canelo and Eddie Reynoso are very intelligent, right? They didn't go after Breedis. They didn't go after Coley. They went after the weakest of the cruiserweights. It's a brilliant move because he's going to get his fifth division without the risk, because we know Breedis we know he can go. We know Coley's like 6'4", so they pose bigger threats. And this guy really doesn't, not to a fighter of Canelo's skill set, because while you need size, you have to have skill as well. And if you don't have no skill, Canelo Alvarez is going to beat the dog shit out of you. And he's not really a really big guy, 6 feet tall. So I think this is Canelo being Canelo. Canelo looks for the biggest reward for the least amount of risk. And dudes like Benavidez, dudes like Artur Beterbiev, dudes like Charlo, they're capable of giving Canelo a really, really tough fight. And this dude isn't. But this has all the makings for good publicity. Canelo's going up to fight the bigger man, and he's daring to be great. But in actuality, this is a lick. This is a lick. And Canelo, just like Rocky Fielding, and just like Kovalov, he's going to capitalize on it. And he's going to keep doing the same thing until his fan base decides to criticize him like they did with Triple G. until his fan base force him to fight another great fighter, he's going to continue to do this. And, you know, hey, make your money, bro. But y'all can't convince me that this is some super brave shit, because it's not. I want to see Canelo against Benavidez. I want to see Canelo against Charlo. I want to see Canelo against Demetrius Andrade. I want to see Canelo against Dave Morrell. Those are the fights that I want. I don't want this bullshit. So if you don't like the video, then don't like it. Fuck it. YSM Sports Media, we out.